Welcome to the T-Man Rugger Show, your weekly rugby podcast. We 8 episodes down and we're only getting started. So an awesome weekend that we had with Ruggers. And as always, I've got my main man, Shandray. How are you, Shandray?
I'm good. Can't complain. Your side?
I'm good. Awesome rugby weekend. So yeah, like you say, can't complain. Let's get it off. Bulls.
I mean, we can a little bit.
So Bulls vs Sharks.
Bulls vs
What
Sharks.
a game! What a game!
URC. Yeah, man. I mean, the Bulls absolutely trashed them.
Yeah.
Which is kind of expected, you know. Sharks are definitely going through whatever they're going through. We don't know what it is. It looks like, to me, just looks like motivation.
They like that.
I think they lack motivation, or they just have nothing to play for.
Yeah, because what Plum actually said after the game is like some of his players didn't pitch up mentally. It was as if, like, watching the game live, it was as if the players were not there. Their mind was somewhere else, and yeah, to get 44 points against the Bulls and you only score what, 10?
But the Bulls are, look, let's not hit that hard on the Sharks. Yes, they weren't there, but the Bulls are a very good side. I mean, they showed it when they were in the Northern Hemisphere. They showed how they played.
Yeah.
And now they're back home at Loftus. You know, there was a lot against the Sharks. They did play terribly. The mistakes. It was putrid and horrible to watch, especially like when you think about all the money they've spent.
Yeah, but
on all these players, and those players come on the field. I mean, they together, all of them together, just playing as putrid as they did is disappointment. It's like very disappointing, but we mustn't take so much away from the Bulls because they really played they played a good game.
It was like it's the Bella versus the Sharkies. I mean, like, it was boys versus men, literally. Like the Sharks were, for me, they were no way. And then Plum also said that they didn't look like a team as well. It's just disappointing, though.
It is very disappointing, but we must see what happens. Look, it's still early. Guys, it's still early. It's still early in the URC. What round are we in now?
Round 7.
Round 7. Still very early. They still have a lot to do. Let's see what happens. Let's see if they can change it around. I mean, this week alone, they're probably going to be in the, what is called, the video room, watching the tape, which is going to be embarrassing. But you don't know, because we are not even supposed to be talking about this. This is supposed to be professionals.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that's why the coach was very disappointed in terms of the players. I think it's more to do with the fact that there's no effort shown by the players. It's as if they didn't want to play. And then he also mentioned that some of the players that actually were very disappointing were the players coming from France. So he's talking about the box as well. I mean, but the disrespect that Stedman Hans showed my pimps, I didn't like that, man. To run over my pimps like that. Respect your senior, man. Respect your senior.
Hey, if he's not in your team, he's not your senior at that moment.
That Hans bus was full, yo. That Hans bus was full. To run over my pimps like that to score that try. That was awesome, though.
Yeah, but my Pimpy hasn't played a lot, you know. He hasn't played a lot of rugby. I mean, he got that injury early in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So he hasn't played a lot. So I think he's also probably like searching for his form, searching for just team chemistry at the moment. But what do you do if you're the Sharks? If you are the Sharks right now, what do you do? Do you let the coach go? Do you bring in a new coach to save the season? Or do you bench players like hell and bring on new players? Because it's rugby. It's rugby, and anything can happen. You can like one of the few things that you can do, you can bench them. I think personally for me, I would bench a lot of players. I would show them that no matter how much money we spent on you, this is the Sharks. We've got money. This is a Shark Tank. We've got as much money as you can possibly think of, and we will replace you. Your spot isn't guaranteed. What do you do, or what would you do?
No, definitely. I think the safest route right now, right, is because I think the coach is probably a 2-3 year contract. So I think the easiest thing would be to bench players that are not performing.
Yes.
But now the issue becomes, what if you bench those players and then going forward, the team is still not performing? Do you then start looking at the bigger picture in terms of is it then the coaching, the structure? Because even the head of rugby, Neil Powell, he needs to have a hard look at himself because even the players they've signed. So this is the other issue I've got with the Sharks, right? So they've gone the Galactico route, Real Madrid signing all the stars.
Yes.
But now what you're going to get, for instance, next year, I mean, all your Springboks are not going to be available. So now, do they look at it in terms of going forward? You start signing up and coming players that are going to be there, going to be available. Yeah, it's a very hard spot for the Sharks.
It's a very hard spot for them. But I mean, a lot of South African players are coming back. The pool is deep. I don't think that's something you have to worry about, especially if you're acquiring the best players in the world. That they have to go to the Springboks. I don't think you have to worry about that much. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about that. It's just getting your team right and winning games and basically not being trashed. Because that's what we want. You want your team to perform well, and right now they're not performing well. So what do you do? Do you worry about? Is this such a tricky spot to be in? I don't even know what you're gonna do because now you're sitting there with players that aren't performing. What do you do? Do you take them on a camp? Maybe a camp will be nice for them. No. That comes down. I mean, just like a team building.
But that's what they had preseason too. That's what they had preseason though.
Ish. No, then I don't know, bro. Then your very next bet is just to bench them. I say bench them.
Yeah.
Bench all of them. And put the B squad in. And if that B squad does well, then you know it's nothing to do with your coaching. But if that B squad does nonsense, then you know it's your coaching. Then restructure your team. I don't know what you're going to do, but it's a difficult spot to be in. Maybe, also just maybe, it's just the class and the strategic manner that these other coaches are coaching that's just overlapping yours, and basically they just prepping their teams better. It's because something we don't want to talk about is that maybe this coach is just better than you.
No, that definitely might be the issue, yeah. Because if you look at it, I still say even without the box, right, the Bulls box, the Bulls would have won. So it's not even about the players as per se. And then talking about benching players earlier, a guy that you can't bench right now is Stedman Gans. That boy wants the number 13 jersey.
Yeah, no, he does. Yeah, no, he does. I don't think you can bench.
No, you can't. I mean, Jake mentioned it that because we all thought that when Kanan comes back, right? The easiest choice will be you bench Stedman, you play Kanan at 13, and then you play one of the other wingers. But now with Stedman, the way he's playing, and then there's also Hanekom from the Bulls. I think that boy is Bok material.
Yeah, I think the Bulls are in a nice position. I mean, like where else as a coach do you want to be when that's a good place to be in? Like, who can I play?
Yeah, like
I can do anything. I can put this one here. Now all you're worrying about is just basically maintaining your players' fatigue levels.
Yeah.
Because that's how deep your bench is. You just worried about that's a good place for Jake White to be in. See, he's having fun. He's having the time of his life, just pick and choosing. Now all he has to worry about is just team fatigue. It's gonna be nice for him.
That's how you use a blank check.
Yes, that's exactly how you use it. That's how you're gonna use a blank check.
Yeah.
I actually there was a guy who came to our show on Saturday because unfortunately I couldn't go watch the game.
Yeah.
I was preparing for the thing, and his father, one of the comedians' father, he's from Ireland. But not from Ireland. He's been living there for 20 years. I think he moved in 2023. And he's a Shark supporter.
Okay.
So the man flew all the way from Ireland
to go watch the Sharks.
To go watch the Sharks. Also, like, spend time with his son. But he was like, you know what? It would be nice if we are in Joburg. Let's go watch the game. And he left sad. You see what you've done, the Sharks. You let the man go back to Ireland sad.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking about him now. It's very disappointing. But Jake White's having the time of his life. And I think they are a good side. I said this. Didn't I say this?
Yeah,
the whole
Bulls.
time I said they're a good side. They showed it when they played in those Northern Hemisphere teams. The margins, the games that they lost was so close.
Yeah.
Was so close. It was literally the fans that were not on their side, and just that other team just won. I don't like it when people say they wanted a little more. No, the team just played well, and the fans were on their side, and they had that little bit of support that pushed them over the line, which we could see. Like, I could see watching the Bulls games, like, they are a very good side, and the Sharks at the moment, they just suck.
So let's give the Sharks a bit of a breather. Let's talk about the other URC game. So it was the Lions that, even though they got a red card, they still put 49 points past the Dragons. And I think so the Lions are playing the way the Sharks wish they could.
Yes.
And the Lions are doing that without the superstars. So maybe it is the coaching.
I think yes, that's what I'm saying. It's a tough one, but sometimes you have to look at the coaching and being like your structures and the way you play and the way you approach the game. Playing those other teams is just not working for you.
But the Lions are a very, very good improved side. And what I like about them now is that they're showing the consistency.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're winning week after week and putting in the displays.
You know where I saw the Lions were a good team? When the first game they played against the Stormers.
When they came back.
Yes, when I saw them, especially when they took off all the experienced players and they put in those youngsters.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my word, this is like a totally different team. And that's what it is. It's the hunger.
Yeah.
It's the hunger. It's even though everyone knows that, here's the experienced guys, the superstars, the guys in the team, they feel complacent. They feel like, this is my spot. What I'm gonna remain here. This is I'm a ex-Springbok.
Yeah.
Well, you can never say ex-Springbok, you know. You just say former Springbok. And you just say, I'm a Springbok. My spot is guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then the younger guys come up and say, no, it's not. I'm gonna show you. I want to play, and this is what I want to do with my life. I also want to be a Springbok. And that's what you have to do. And as soon as you do that, you see that these younger players come forward and just kind of attack and play. And I saw then, they are a fire team, and they're showing it now.
Yeah.
And they're beating these teams, and the way they play is just hunger.
No, definitely. You can never doubt the hunger, the intensity of those youngsters at the Lions. And your favorite team, the Stormers.
Finally a win, eh? Hey, guys, I always knew you can do it. Just took some Damian Willemse and some Mani Lebok to add some flair to it. No, I like the way they played. They really played well. Couple of mistakes again here and there that we have to fix. And they just have to keep working on it, man. Nothing I said about them has changed. I mean, the only thing that we can say is look at that Damian Willemse try, man.
No, that's crazy.
That was a crazy try, bro. That guy is good, eh?
Gaza is going to that world class level now. He's always been good, but he's getting the consistency right.
Yes,
and he's going up a level now. You can see, let's be honest, Galant had a good game, and I think with Damien back and Mani Lebok, that chemistry. I see the Stormers. I actually see the Stormers making the playoffs. So I've got no doubt with the Stormers. And talking about the Stormers, so I hear that you guys are in the market for a certain RG Snyman.
Hey, I think that's Can I say my personal opinion?
Yeah.
I think that's a mistake.
More than 10 million.
Yeah, I think it's a big mistake. I don't think we need RG Snyman. First of all, he's injury prone.
No, he's very injury prone.
Very injury prone. I mean, he's played 13 matches for Munster.
In 4 years.
Yeah. He's played more games for the Springboks than he did for his club.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think it's a big mistake. I think he's a phenomenal player.
No, personally, I like him, but I don't think it doesn't make sense for me.
It doesn't make sense. I think if he wants to come home, as a kind of like a patriotic thing where the Northern Hemisphere teams doesn't want him, he's a Springbok.
Yeah.
Bring him home, but don't pay so much money for him. And if you want to let him come back with dignity, you know. So I guess it's kind of way, because people are also talking about if they do bring him back, that the South African Rugby Association is gonna flip the bill for him. So it can be patriotic to bring him back with dignity, you know. But I think it's a mistake. I think the Stormers, I think you all must just leave this. This is not for us. Let's just there's other players in the pipeline that we have. Like we saw what we have. So I think that you guys should really just leave this. I don't agree with this RG Snyman.
So you don't want him at the Storms, but you want him at the Sharks?
Yeah, let him go to the Sharks. Don't worry. They play a very easy, nonchalant game over there.
So yeah, there's also a couple of players that are rumored to be back. I think for me, the ones that stand out of that crop, it's Trevor Nyakani, Jan Serfontein. I think personally, Trevor still has some unfinished business. I mean, it's very rare for you to get a prop with that quality.
Isn't Trevor still at...
Trevor's overseas right now. He's playing...
Isn't he Racing 92?
Yeah, he's playing at Racing in France.
But didn't his contracts only start now?
No, it's his second season at Racing.
Second season?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it might be a fact that obviously with a family, maybe he wants to come back. But those are just rumors at the moment. And obviously with us now playing in Europe, so obviously the teams are getting proper guap. So we can actually afford the Trevors and the Jan Serfonteins and JD Shukriling. Oh, that's one player actually... I wouldn't mind him actually back at the Stormers. He's actually a good number 5 and he's not injury prone. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see who actually does come back. I wouldn't mind Trevor at the Stormers.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be nice having a prop, especially now that I think Brock Harris is making his way out.
Now with Brocker, you never know. He might extend for another 2 years.
I think that man is going to play into his 50s.
Yeah, it's possible.
I'm just here for the scrum, gents. just sub him in every scrum. But yeah, that would be nice to have at the Stormers. But we've got depth. We've got a lot of depth. I think we've got amazing players. We'll see how the rest of it. Guys, it's still early.
No, personally, I see Trevor ending up at the Bulls. I don't see Jake letting that one slip, and especially because he's a former Bulls player. So yeah.
But will he go back to the Bulls?
I think so. Thing. I mean, he's what? Trevor's in his 33, 34. So you go at the Bulls, you don't play every game, you know what I mean? You stay fresh. Yeah. No, I think personally, yeah. But it also depends on the family dynamics as well. Because that's a very huge thing with rugby players as well. I mean, obviously your wife also has inputs, your kids as well. Because you get to a stage where you're actually raising your kid now. And you can obviously the best environment to raise her. But yeah, no one will mind Cape Town though.
You know, South African men, you know, we can work from far away and still, you know, take care of our families when they're one side of the world and we're on the other side of the world. But it's a tough thing, man, especially like if you're a father, you want to be there because you don't want to miss those key moments as your children grow up. Do we know that is he with his family right now in France?
No, he's definitely with his family.
Yeah, you see, so now at least it will be just a bit difficult for those children to come back.
Yeah.
And being so long in France and now they're back with us.
From bonjour
from bonjour to hater.
So the Blitzbokke are the Dubai champion, the Sevens champion. We can't stop winning this year.
Yeah, no, look, Sevens, that team is good, eh?
Oh, that team is very good.
Especially with Roscoe back in there, the magic.
Spec Magic.
Oh, the magic is back in there. Yeah, man, he's amazing. It's just a pity that the Cheetahs are not in the URC. Shame, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I feel so sorry for the Cheetahs fans because I think the Cheetahs would have made... Do you think they should add another team in there?
No, but they're actually in a European competition. So they're playing the Challenge Cup, though. But yeah, definitely. I think obviously... I think we would have all loved to see the Cheetahs in the URC. Yeah, but man. I think it was just not possible. We could only play 4 teams. And obviously, for me, it was between the Cheetahs and the Lions. And it was very hard.
Because the Cheetahs did, I think today, but for me, I would have been like Cheetahs over Lions, you know. Because the Cheetahs have a history, man. They've got a deep history in South African rugby.
And the support.
The support for the Cheetahs are great. You know how many Cheetah Lapas there are in Bloemfontein? You know? You know how many lapas are decorated with cheetahs
flags,
memorabilia. Just so many.
No, rugby is huge in the Free State.
It is beautiful. Yeah, I kind of feel sad for them, but yeah, man, Speckman in the Sevens. doing his thing. They're a good team and they're great because sevens is a totally different game. I've played a little bit of sevens.
Nah, get
Blue
out of
Diamond.
here.
I'm telling you, Blue
played
Diamond
sevens?
League. Yes. I've played some sevens for RG Park. I played some sevens.
Is it?
I played prop still.
Where else?
But I was a fast prop.
Where else were you gonna play, Chandra?
The step was. I had the step, dog.
Where else were you gonna play?
I could have played wing if I was a little bit faster. Guys, I used to be much thinner than this, okay? I used to be much thinner than this. But yeah, sevens is a completely different game. I love the way they're playing now. I watched a couple of the games.
Yeah.
It's great. Champions. What's your thoughts about the team?
No, I think the main difference has been the players that are back from injuries. I mean, Geduld, the playmakers, and Brown. So last year they went through a very, very bad patch. They lost a couple of games, and it was mainly because obviously they stalwarts, like you said, Speckman wasn't there, Geduld, and all those stalwarts were not there, and they are back now. They look a completely different side. That's the sevens we know. That's the Blitzbokke we know, and it was actually rewarding for Devil Juman. So he actually lost his sister, I think, like a month back, and she was his biggest fan. And he dedicated that final to the sister, and for him to come back, he kicked the ball out for them to win. I mean, that's just beautiful, man.
It's touching.
Yeah.
Touching.
So the Blitzbokke are back, and then for all you guys that are out in Cape Town this weekend, the sevens is in the cup. Go enjoy it. I think it's Saturday and Sunday, and have a good one at the Cape Town Stadium. Yeah, I wish we had one in Joburg though.
That would have been lekker.
That would be lekker.
That would be lekker. Hey.
But anyway, talking about
stadiums.
Let's talk about. So the box fixtures are out for next year. There's a game at Loftus, Bombela. I think also basically all the URC teams have a game. So there's one in Durban, Cape Town, Pretoria, and Joburg. Ellis Park. So now, why does Ellis Park still get a bog game?
Because look, Ellis Park, the facilities are good.
Yeah.
Facilities are great. The problem with Ellis Park is not Ellis Park itself. The problem is when the fans leave Ellis Park. Becomes dangerous for them.
Yeah.
Becomes dangerous. And I think the amount of money that needs to be spent to keep people safe from leaving the stadium to getting in their cars to actually leaving the whole area. There needs to be a lot of money is spent. Because I remember last time I went was Springboks versus New Zealand.
Sure.
And I went to go watch the game, beautiful seats, but I had to work for them. I had to do a free show.
Yeah.
And I did the show, got the tickets, I was so excited and went there. But then as soon as the game ended, immediately your brain goes,
yeah, it does.
Oh my God. I can see the Vodacom Tower. It's so close. And for South Africans, we know how dangerous it is. And man, it's just it's an unpleasant experience walking back to your car because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, because there's a lot of it's definitely not safe. There's a lot of crime that happens there
in that area.
But the thing is, my issue is that this has been going on for years, right? Even the Lions supporters, for them to go watch a Lions game, it's hectic. I think that's part of the reason why whenever the Lions play, Ellis Park is so empty. Someone was actually suggesting maybe this could play Juj or Vet and fill that up. And then when they qualify for the playoffs, you know what I mean? And then maybe take it back to Ellis Park.
Yeah, and when they can have like a budget for like proper protection from like now you must bring out the whole SAPS just to protect everyone. Because we want to go to these games. It's not like we don't want to go to these games. We don't want to embarrass our teams. Because we see when we watch URC games and we see a Munster game, the stadium is full, right? And the way they celebrate, because I think the way they watch rugby is, I don't like it.
What don't like you
it. They clap hands.
What do you want? You want the Guijo?
Not a Guijo. I mean, like, you know what do you want? I want, I love watching rugby where people are screaming.
Our vibe, yeah.
Our vibe. South African vibe of rugby. That's what we want. And we want to do that. And we see that at Loftus. You know how safe Loftus is and how full it gets?
Yeah, no, Loftus is an awesome stadium to go to. Like even this weekend when I was there, it was
Lekker.
stress free. Parking was sorted. Walking to the stadium, just lekker.
And make games more if you can you please make games more affordable. More affordable. I know the current rates that the tickets are at, but try and make it more affordable. Like people wanna come watch and people don't mind sitting at the back. Make those tickets like 10 rand. Make those tickets 10 rand and then you'll get your money back with things that people go buy, food or drinks or whatever it is. You'll make your money back, but make it affordable for people to go watch.
No, definitely. That's definitely a valid point because I personally thought that by Thursday, Friday, right? Earliest Saturday morning, the Sharks game will be sold out. To my surprise, it was the vibe was like it, but it was not even close to being sold out. Literally, the top tier of Loftus, they didn't allow people to sit there, and we still couldn't fill up the stadium. So I think it's got to do with the cost, for the tickets.
Cost of tickets. Parking is a mess. It's always a mess. Parking is always a mess. The way the things are structured outside, where there are people actually making money from the rugby without being part of the rugby. Like you have to pay 100 rand to park your car at the stadium. If you want to park your car at Loftus Stadium, it's 100 rand. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You cannot make someone pay 100 rand to park their car. Second thing is the other people making money. So there's schools and whatever is around with big spaces to park. 20 rand to park your car there. 20 rand to park your car.
Personally, I don't have an issue with paying $20 to park my car as long as it's safe.
Yes, that I understand. Yeah. Safety, I understand. But now you want to make it cost effective so that all the rugby fans can come.
$20 is fair.
$20 is still expensive.
I got a problem when it goes from 20 to 100.
Yes.
Now that's a huge
That's a huge, but now you remember you're paying 20 rand and you still have to walk 5 kilometers to the stadium.
Oh,
that's why you're paying 20 rand. The closer you get, the more the money comes. 30, 40, 50, 60. The closer you get to the stadium. Which is ridiculous. If you can sort out all those little problems around the stadiums, safety, all those things, and make tickets affordable because you're going to make your money back anyway. You understand what I'm saying? And sponsorships are paying for all these things. And not only sponsorships, we are also betting on the games. There's money everywhere. How much money do you all want? How much money do you all want? We are fans. Treat us with dignity and respect. Let us come to these games and enjoy ourselves and not pay so much and not actually think about, what am I going to be able to go to work next week or must I go watch the rugby? You understand why am I making decisions like that?
Must I watch a rugby without a black label there? Without a beer or two?
Do you understand what I'm saying? So you want to go watch the game. Watching the game should be the most affordable thing that you can do.
And people want to take their families as well.
Yes.
So that's the other thing.
I
think that's definitely a valid point. I mean, that's for me the pricing right now, especially in this economy.
Yeah, bro.
It's just a bit too high. And then that's something they must look into.
They must definitely look into it. And safety, Ellis Park, bro. It's just unsafe. That's just all it is. It's very unsafe. And they need to sort that thing out. Otherwise, you're going to have empty stadiums all the time. And people think we don't love sport in this country. I mean, across all the sports that we have in South Africa. Even when Mamelodi Sundowns and maybe our biggest derby ever, say when Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates play at FNB Stadium, people are just scared because they're going to get robbed.
Yeah.
That's it. So just fix these stadiums, fix Ellis Park, and basically the safety around it, and people will come and people will enjoy it. And we're there with our families, and we love this game, and we're there to support it. And that's just the Raga Nation. And I hope I'm speaking for everyone when I say this. Fix those goddamn tickets, those ticket prices.
I actually think that there must be an influence from the Lions unions, because there's no way people have been complaining for all those years. So I'm saying take a Bok game to Mbombela, man. Take it to PE. Take it to FNB Stadium even. But so that's the Springboks next year. We're playing Ireland at home. We're playing New Zealand at home, and we're playing Argentina at home. And literally, the All Blacks versus Springbok game is the biggest game in the world.
Biggest game in the world.
Yeah,
it's a massive game. And I think the next one, it's gonna be crazy. So the British and Irish Lions are not coming.
No, they come they're going to Australia next.
Oh, so how do I understand it then? Isn't it after every if you win a World Cup, then they come?
No. So after every 12 years, they'll come to SA. So the last time they came...
What?
Yeah, every...
My father was lying to me. You see now, Daddy. You see now.
It's every 12 years. So they would tour... in 4 years, they'll go to Australia, right? Mm-hmm. And then after another 4 years, they'll go to New Zealand, and then they come to us. So it's every 12 years with us.
I thought that it's after every Rugby World Cup you win.
So you're expecting them next year?
Yeah, I was expecting them next year. The whole time under the impression that they come after you win every World Cup. Because the last World Cup we won, they came.
Yeah.
Then I was like, my father's right. Because I asked my father, why are we playing? And my father was like, no. And I think this was when I was young. And my father was like, no, they come every time you win a World Cup.
I think you should have a call with your dad after this.
Come on, Daddy, man. Come on, Daddy. This is where I got all my rugby knowledge when I was a little boy. You're lying to me.
And then talking about New Zealand. So there's actually a rule in New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
If you're not playing Super Rugby or you're not playing your rugby in New Zealand, you can't be selected for the All Blacks.
Mm-hmm.
So right now they've got Beauden Barrett. No, Beauden Barrett is signed for the next 4 years for New Zealand. But now the issue that he will not be playing in New Zealand next year. Sam Cane will not be playing. Richie Mo'unga will not be playing. So they've lost a couple of quality players. So now, what do you do as New Zealand? Do you change the rule?
I think you have to.
Because you're losing quality players.
First of all, let me just say that's a dumb rule.
Yeah.
Man. It's such a dumb rule. But I get what they want. They want to improve New Zealand rugby, but it's New Zealand rugby. Like, I mean, even the cricket players in New Zealand, do you know how bad you have to be at rugby to start playing cricket in New Zealand? It's a rugby nation, and we understand that. And I don't know why you guys have the rule, because a lot of your players, like, did you watch the Rugby World Cup? There was a New Zealander in every national team. Yeah, so like you guys have so many amazing rugby players, and you just keep producing more and more and more, and amazing coaches, throughout the whole organization of rugby, you'll have exceptional people at every single position. And to have a rule like that, it's really ridiculous, and it will kind of like hold you guys back. So yeah, they should change it and let players go out and play and just choose the best players for those positions.
If they do that, what incentive does that have for a player that's playing in New Zealand? Because the whole issue with that was like there must be an incentive for players to remain in New Zealand. Because obviously now, that basically means that you can get a 21-year-old that decides to go play in France to make his quap.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a scenario where you're losing all your talent now. That becomes a problem. Because now your local teams also suffer. So I think they must find a balance. What I would suggest maybe is like your Beauden Barretts, your Sam Cane, your senior players that have played in New Zealand all these years, right? Let's say you have 30 or 40 caps and you're playing overseas, I can still select you for the team. Because you also don't want to lose your youngsters. Because once they scrap that rule, you'll have a 22-year-old going to go to France. I mean, we all love Guap. We all love Guap.
But you're New Zealand, you've got so much. You've got so many players. And I get what you're saying. I mean, we can kind of relate to it now when we look at our Curry Cup. Our Curry Cup is not what it used to be. I don't even get excited. Even
with the Curry Cup.
Yeah, even the fields look dry. Have you seen the Curry Cup game, bro?
No,
it's
not the same.
Yeah, even the field is like the grass isn't even green. You're like, what's going on? Are they watering this grass with Black Label? What the hell is going on here?
Isn't Black Label the sponsor?
Yes, it is. I'm also joking, Black Label. But then you look at the Curry Cup and then you understand, because all the players are gone. All the good players are gone. So I kind of get what they're saying, and we're kind of going through, because we scrapped the rule and now our domestic level.
But the thing is with us, it's slightly different, right? See, our Curry Cup, so we have URC, where our Springboks will be playing.
Yes.
And then, so with them, I think they equivalent to our Curry Cup is the NPC.
Yeah.
So with our Curry Cup, we've actually been smarter now. We actually use that to actually play youngsters and stuff like that.
And move them
But it's one of those things, like, that's why Rassi scrapped that rule. As soon as he took over, he's like, God damn it. Because we've literally got more than 12 players in the World Cup winning squad that are playing overseas.
Which is like, I get why Rassi did it, because he wants the best Springboks.
Yeah.
For the national team. He wants the best South African players for the national team, no matter what you are. If you are the best and other organizations see that you are the best in that position, they buy you. And I understand what they're saying, but honestly, our Curry Cup is suffering because there's younger players. It's not interesting to watch. Remember back in the day how interesting the Curry Cup was?
Curry Cup used to be, yeah.
Leon Schuster used to make songs about the Curry Cup. No one has ever made a song about the Curry Cup after, not even one Afrikaans singer. I'm disappointed in each and every one of you. Not one song about the Curry Cup after Leon Schuster. Because that's just the way the level has dropped in our Curry Cup. So I get it. It's probably a tough decision for New Zealand to make.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they decide with, obviously, with Reza, the new New Zealand coach. Which way do they go? But personally, I just feel that they must reconsider, because I mean, imagine losing Richie, Sam Kane. Obviously, Bodden Barrett is available, but there's a couple of senior players. I think Frizzell. Oh, that's a lot of talent to lose, like at one go.
But it's a tough thing. It's either are you gonna let those players go, or are you just gonna be like, oh, we New Zealand, we can put out as many players as possible because these players don't make this side.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
You understand what I'm saying? So now it's gonna be like, oh, so Bodden Barrett is New Zealand. Without Bodden Barrett, the team doesn't exist. And I think that's gonna basically sway their decision, and they're gonna be like, no, this is New Zealand. We are not gonna change our rules to please a couple of players. The game is bigger than the players themselves. Yeah. And I think that's what they're gonna do, because that's a very, you can say a lot about New Zealand, because New Zealand is like very traditional. You understand? Very traditional. The way their jerseys are, because I'm seeing a lot of these teams now, like England, they're putting the players' names behind the jersey, doing nonsense like that. I don't know what nonsense is that, because it's not your jersey. I don't know why you have your name. It's not you are borrowing it. That's all you're doing. You're borrowing that number. It's not your number. You are not number one. It's not soccer. Because in soccer, you can travel with your number. It's your number.
You keep your number.
You keep your number. It's rugby. It's not your number. So I don't know why they're doing that. So New Zealand, very traditional. Jersey's been designed the same way for years, playing the same brand of rugby. Just basically like every time they just improve the game, because they improve the game every time they played against us when they're in competitions with us.
Yeah.
Because we would up our game and then they would up it to a whole different level, and we would up our game to a whole different level. But now they're not playing against us. They're playing against us domestically. So I don't know what they're gonna do, man. I really don't know what they're gonna do. But all I can say is that they're very traditional and the way they do things in New Zealand rugby. So I think they probably gonna keep the rule the same. They're not gonna change it. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. And yeah, I mean, that's almost the end of the show. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Would like to have your views about especially the ticket pricing and the games at Ellis Park. I would definitely like to hear people's views on that. And obviously the Sharks. I think for me, those are the major talking points. What is happening at the Sharks? How can they fix it? Yeah.
Tell us how they can fix it at the Sharks. Yeah. What suggestions you have, and then we will formulate the email and send it to them.
Yeah, we'll send it to Plumtree, Neil Powell, and Edwin Kutsia, the CEO, and to Rassi. Yeah, so we'll see you guys again next week, same time. Adios.
Cheers. Bye.